something completely unexpected happened. So I had mentioned the overeating to you in our discovery call, but we didn't talk about that after, with our first actual coaching call. We were talking more about the autoimmune condition, the MS, and walking and all of that. But you had given me a Qigong meditation to do every day. And I kind of reported back to you that I was doing it, but I wasn't really noticing any changes or anything happening. And you said that was okay, not to worry about that just keep doing it. And so I did. I kept doing it. And about maybe 4 or 5 weeks in, I told you that I noticed that I was experiencing tremendous hunger, this wanting to overeat. It wasn't hunger. It was just wanting to overeat on things that weren't healthy. And when I told you that, you said, "Oh, good. That's good." And I was like, "What? Wait, what? Really?" And so I kept doing the Qigong, and it kept the desire to overeat just kept being there. So the next week I asked you, I told you it's still there. It's been a couple of weeks and it's pretty unpleasant. Could we do some parts work on that? And you said, sure. And so we did. And about maybe 3 or 4 or 5 minutes into the parts work, I just had this experience of this energy leaving my body, and I could hear the sound of this sort of whoosh sound. And I absolutely knew for sure that this overeating part was gone, that this was not going to be a problem going forward. And ever since then, from that very moment, I've only eaten for health and for hunger. So I don't think about food at all, except when I get hungry. And when I get hungry, I go to the refrigerator to see what there is to eat. And I only want to select things that are good for me. And when I eat, I eat them. And when I've had enough, I stop and don't think about food again until I get hungry again. And that is a very different experience than I've had for years and decades. So
yeah, how long
that was
has
completely unexpected. What's that?
I was going to ask how long, you said decades, but how long has that been something you've had to work with?
So I started sort of this, the dieting and weight consciousness back in my 20s, probably. Wow. So it's been decades. And sometimes it's better than others, but it's always there. There's never been this freedom from food and eating for only health and hunger ever. And so it's been
amazing.
So amazing.
And would you say
so grateful.
It sounds like from what you shared, it was the combination of doing the dedicated Qigong meditation daily, and then on top of that, when it really came to the surface, the parts work, energy work that we did together. Was that accurate to say?
I think so. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And the takeaway for me for that is that with the Qigong, I kept doing it because you recommended that I do that, but I wasn't experiencing any I had no awareness that this was helping in any way at all. And it wasn't until we did the parts work until the desire to overeat sort of surfaced in a big way. And then we did the parts work, and all of a sudden, this thing that I've been struggling with in a big way for many, many years suddenly just was gone, just was healed.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And if I could just say that is, for a lot of folks that I work with, that's a very common experience where the symptoms or the suffering as we do the Qigong gets heightened, actually feels worse. And a lot of times that brings up a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, uncertainty. And that's why coaching is really important, because we connect as often as we do. So, you have that confidence and that knowing that you're doing the right thing, even though it didn't feel so good, it was uncomfortable. But from my standpoint, from my vantage point, what I was aware of is what was happening is that energy was starting to bubble up to the surface where we could work with it more tangibly. And then we obviously had that
Right.
coaching session where you were able to release so much of that. And amazing.
Right.